Okay, holy shit. Okay, this going on at the Vatican, funeral of the Pope. Now, a lot of people don't understand the energy harvest that goes on the planet, right? You think that, life is just life and there's some good, there's some bad and whatever. You don't understand that there's beings on this planet that lower the vibration of this planet, hijack all your religions, all your other stuff, and, they siphon your energy to these gods, these lower level gods. And you may call them demons. I call them energy vampires. And no, we're not talking about the spiritual type of sense, where there's some spiritual people who think everything is attributed just to humans. This is just your lower self. This is just your higher self. It's all got to do with you, which, these things operate through you. So I can see how that could be mistaken and say, oh, it's just me. No, there is actually demons, energy vampires who steal your fucking soul, your energy and all that shit on this planet. And they've been here for a long, long time. I'm talking about, religious people will call it the fall of man or whatever. These people right here are energy vampires. And if you watch my video on the movie Sinners, where we're going into the KKK and all that stuff, look at the hoods they're wearing. Okay, and we broke down how the KKK was, these energy vampires, okay? We broke down how they get into these certain political parties and all that type of stuff. And then, you could look back in the day which one started that and all that, right? And these Catholics or whatever these ones are, I'm not saying all people who subscribe to Catholicism are these evil people, because the whole world is under spell. So this ain't about all that. But this is about the people that implemented this, right? These people are all tied in cahoots. Your political parties, your religious people, everything. They've divided everybody down to the smallest molecule. They got men arguing now about which one is, and we ain't even gonna go into that. Nobody knows what the hell they are anymore. We're pointing the finger at each other. You did this, this is all about you. You're just an evil human, all this type of stuff, while these things run away with your energy. These things are terrifying, okay? These things are actually real. Now, the good news is this world is about to go through a major cleansing, okay? The world does that every time this parasite gets a little strong on the planet, and then, the earth is designed to clean itself. So, you'll hear about the great floods. You'll hear about all these, end of the ages. It's because these things got out of whack and the planet had to whack that ass. And I remember when I was a kid, you would see like late at night these religious channels and shit. The Catholics, man, they singing to Satan. It sound like, and I'm not saying everybody's evil, whatever. But it sound, dude, them church videos, all that shit, dude, that shit is scary as hell. Look at these fools. You think I would feel like I'm near God when I'm around that? What the hell? And I'm just being honest. Like, dude, I'm afraid of these people. And I'm Vampire Slayer 13, so I'm not afraid. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying. Help. And we wonder why the Pope was pushing so much leftism and shit like that. We're talking about open borders, climate change. Dude, didn't I try to tell y'all who was these white hats? And not the white hats y'all thinking I'm talking about the KKK hats and all the other type of stuff. All these people was pushing the same agendas onto the country. The dude who just got out the office just before the GOAT came back up in there, he was one of these, okay? Now the Pope over here, we must open the border and illegal immigration. He's not even from here. So it's just weird that all these agendas, and you're going to hear it from me first, all these agendas line up in the religious, in the political, in the spiritual, all that shit. If you actually want to watch a channel that makes these connections, subscribe to Crucial 13, okay? All my videos make these connections. Y'all don't got the slightest clue what is crawling on this planet, okay? You have to be listening to me right now. This shit is about to hit the fan, okay? If you vibrating low to where they could feed off of you or anything like that, you got to go too. Even if you're a helpless victim. That's why they push it like that. They don't want you to know that they're siphoning your energy. So you might say, oh, I was ignorant, I didn't know. Well, in the law, ignorance is no excuse to get away with anything. And that comes from the righteous universal laws as well. They know this. They don't give a damn what you know or what you don't know. The more sleep and ignorant you are, the better to them. Okay? Because the minute you wake up, you're not going to go back down there. It happened to me. Soon as I knew these things really was real, oh no, it's narrow path time, baby. Yeah, it's getting ready time, baby. Okay? Start waking up. Stop acting ignorant, because some of y'all like to act ignorant, but God knows your heart. He knows when you bullshitting yourself, and he knows when you're trying to bullshit him or her or whatever you believe in. Some of y'all be real wild with that shit. Well, I didn't know better, cuz. Can I just have a pass? No, you can't have a pass, because you did actually know better. You just was ignoring your intuition, falling victim to your temptations. Okay, them temptations are these things. Whispering in your ear, hey, do this, do this. We need you to do this. Because they losing their fucking power. All you got to do is get this parasite out of you. Start cleaning up. Start eating right. Stop eating certain foods that attract death force. Okay? Stop eating dead food. Start eating stuff with life in it. Electric foods. Okay? You got to start getting around more positive people. Okay? Start getting around a positive environment. Get out the city like I did. Start going around where there's nature at, because that ain't tampered with by the Matrix. And no, nature is not evil. Some of you religious people is going to get it worse than anybody, because you're taught that everything creational is wicked. You hate animals. You hate nature. You hate eating healthy. All this stuff is wicked to you. It was taught to you by these people that's walking around with these big ass hats. Start hating everything good. As long as you love God, you're all right. No, dude. What the fuck? Can't you see they're programming you to be harvested in the Matrix? If you understand frequency and vibration, you would know that if you hate anything creational, you're going to fall under that vibe where these demons can come and attack you. And no, dominion over nature or animals in nature does not mean you can just eat animals and shit like that. Now, this ain't for that, but you have dominion over something. That means that them things are fallen and lawless, and you're supposed to show them the way. Bring your frequency and vibration. How else do you know that people with high vibration can go pet tigers and all this other type of stuff? They could just go right up to them. And then these things start acting, kind around them. Start raising your frequency and vibration. Okay? It's not an evil thing. Okay? I know you were taught that being high vibrational is evil, which is, man, perverted as hell. If you know what these things mean, how could being peaceful, loving, and all this other type of stuff at the top of the chart be wicked? But then you talking about it's okay to be low vibrational. How? Well, we supposed to be fearful of God. We supposed to be ashamed of what we did, cuz, and I can't change it. Yeah, I know you don't think you can change it, because you were taught that you can't by people that need you to be in that frequency so they can attack you. Okay? Damn. Sick of talking to these type of people though. But for all my chosen righteous ones, hey, we getting right. We getting on that narrow path. Anybody who's not, don't worry about them. Okay? Certain people that's going to hear this message, they supposed to hear it. Other people, not so much. They're done. They're calcified. We're moving on. Okay? So let me know what y'all think about this video in the comments. This big vampire slayer, Crucial 13. Okay? I ain't woke, I'm up. Peace, love, and 13.
Crucial 13, you all appreciate it. Shout out to you.
Get crucial.
I'm hungry. I need some bacon.
Look at this.
Look at it. This is the city I'm in right now.